Give us this day our daily bread. It's a prayer that is actually common across different religions, prayed differently. But bread is an essential part, meaning that in life, if you are an inability to access what to eat, is a major problem and dilemma for people. Now, the price of bread in 2024 is approximately 1,800 naira. And this same price in 1979 apparently can buy us a Peugeot 504. So we have come quite a long way. I didn't believe this at first when Business Day released it. So I spoke to somebody who is old enough to remember. I said, oh yes. In fact, he said it was 1,680 specifically. So what you used to buy a loaf of bread today bought a car at some point in this country. So therefore, our national bread has shrunk. It's become smaller and smaller. And the sharer of the bread has grown bigger and bigger. We were 125 million when we came into democracy. We are 220 million people today. And we're sharing from a small piece of bread called GDP. Can I have my guys, please? The GDP of Nigeria, at some point we were number 4. So we were number 1, and we were $450 billion that we were earning. It was being shared by almost 200 million people. Now we are down to 250 something million in terms of what we're getting. Is it enough? And we are growing in population. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I have come to show us our national bread. Because you see, economics can fly over people's head many times. We can sit in this place and I can throw data at you, and you leave wondering, what have they just described to us? So this is our bread. This is Nigeria's bread, and I'm going to hand it over to these citizens of Nigeria who are meant to share this bread. There are 10 of them representing 200 million people. All right, share. Let's pass it on. All right, let's keep passing it on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think you get the point. Well, please come. Please come. Every single time I have done this social experiment, I have always wondered how this guy a different guy by the way, always ends up with this piece of bread, and how this guy got this piece of bread. This is what 95% of Nigerians, some of whom represented in this room, this is what you get. Do you agree with me? This is what the 1% of the 1%, this is what they get. What 7 of them didn't know was that prior to this, these 3 people came to come and meet me. They had a conversation with me as I came into power, and they seized my government, called state capture. And I told them that as we are creating value, the value will be passed to you. Take as much as you want out of it. The rest, these people can share. Can you see the result? See what 3 of them have, see what 7 people have. That's why the national bread can never be enough. It cannot be enough because the bread itself is not enough to share. But when you then have a system that is not a free market economy that allows for demand and supply to happen, that allows value creation to take place freely without the intervention of somebody somewhere with a piece of paper and a pen, letting these people take a lion's share, of course, they will always get a shorter end of the stick. Where we want to get to is a world where perhaps he has enough, doesn't need to be rewarded. Please take. Perhaps they need to then be rewarded equally, across board. And maybe we will live in a more equitable and, he said, okay, he said it was all right. I'm bonus. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, thank you. If you don't take anything out of here today, please remember this very well. That the idea of democracy, no matter how we define it, if it's not delivering equity and justice, it is no democracy.